now's your chance. Arsenal, City.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Jack Reeve, TalkNorwichCity. Just wanted to have a quick chat before we get into this podcast. Don't worry, don't switch off just yet. I'm not going to be plugging anything. Basically, this is our 50th episode of the TNC podcast, and what a fantastic journey it's been. And first of all, a massive thank you to all of you guys who have supported the podcast. We've now chatted for over 50 hours of podcasting goodness, and we don't often plug the platform in which podcasts were created, iTunes, on the podcast app, or Android, or wherever you listen to it, whatever podcast app you use. We do release this on SoundCloud and also on iTunes and all of the podcast apps. I know a lot of you watch it on YouTube. There are also a large majority of you who listen on iTunes. It's brilliant for if you're walking the dog or going down the beach, or you're in the car, on the train, I don't know. Stick it in your ears and let us ramble along. Anyway, we'd love to get some more reviews on iTunes. I've put it on screen on how you do it. You basically go to your podcast app, find the TNC podcast page, and it should say write a review. It certainly does on the iTunes podcast app. If you leave a review, and to everyone who's already done it, I think there's about 75 of you who've already done it, all 5-star ratings, which is great. You will be entered into a hat to win 2 tickets to the Inter Milan Legends versus Norwich City Legends match. I've got a few tickets to give away, and every single one of you who gives a rating will be entered into that pot. All you've got to do is do it within the next 5 days, and I'll then pick a winner and give you a couple of tickets to that game, which is sure to be really, really good. Maybe leave a review of your favourite podcast, your best guest, your funniest moment, I don't know. Just give us something, because we always like to read them reviews. Anyway, thank you so much for your support over the past 50 episodes. Here's to another 50, and as always, let us know what guests you want to see down in the comments section. Listen to me and Chris ramble for the next hour. I hope you're all fantastically well. You've enjoyed the season as much as you can, and enjoy the sun. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome back to the final TNC podcast of the 2017-2018 season. And quite nicely, this is episode number 50.
That's cute, isn't it?
We've got there. Chris, it's good to have you back, mate, on your own. It's always
Thank
nice
you.
to have some one-on-one time.
Yeah.
Really bond over this. Both got our legs out today.
Yeah.
Bit of flesh on the show. It is Bank Holiday Monday, and it has been beautiful weather.
Dreamy. And I've been to, what is got to be the best place in the UK today, which is, of course, Great Yarmouth.
Well, you slag it off every single week. The sun shines straight there. Hypocrite. Absolute hypocrite, mate.
No. Today, just to clarify, people, I went to the casino today.
Why?
Why?
It's like an underground den
What's wrong
in
with
there.
that?
Well, the
Just to win some
on the
cash.
beach, mate. You were living it up in Harry Ramsden's. I saw you down there near the fair. Beautiful. Lovely to see.
No comment.
So, we normally have a very detailed agenda. It's been sunny. I didn't want to sit inside doing an agenda. It's bank holiday, so we're going to sit down and just see what happens.
Yeah.
On Sunday, I've completely lost track of days. I think that's natural over a bank holiday.
Yeah.
Yesterday, Sunday, if you're watching this 2 days ago, we lost 5-1 to Sheffield Wednesday. I didn't listen to the commentary. I haven't watched the goals. I don't really know what happened. Have you seen anything?
I've not seen the goals back yet.
Shall we watch the goals?
Absolutely.
So,
yes.
I know we lost 5-1. I know
Timmy K scored.
Apthay Newhu, who resembles the great Carly, scored a hat-trick against us. I know that Angus Gunn got clattered.
It's just so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
I mean, after the highs of Wes Houlihan...
Was that a high?
It was a good spirit around.
Yeah, but it wasn't a
that day.
high. But
No.
yeah, agreed. Yeah,
No,
it was
it
nice.
wasn't.
It was nice.
Oh, I've just put in Norwich City 5.
By the way, dark chocolate Lindors.
Good. Lint or Lindor? That's always the big one, isn't it? That's always the question. So I'm just trying to find this online. Okay, so here we go. 10 minutes 56 seconds.
What?
Oh, of course, we lost 5-1 to them last year as well.
We did indeed.
So there's quite a lot coming up here. Let me just find. This is last year's one. Stevie Naismith on the team sheet that day. Here we go.
Jesus Christ.
Turn the commentary up.
Already away to Newhu. Back to Lucas Xiao. Good link up there on the edge of the penalty area. It's through to Forestieri, who hits the shot into the ground and wide. And it's Murphy who curls into the penalty area. Leitner coming in around the back, puts it into the 6-yard box.
Yeah, nice bit of play. Yeah, light liner. Leitner needs to play in a more attacking role next season for sure.
Oh. Now that's a good header, to be fair.
Yeah.
Athenyu, who's about 7'9".
Who's marking him there?
Yeah, let's have a look at this again. It's a delightful cross.
Timmy K. Liability.
Is that Jamal? Mate, I think that's Jamal Lewis there.
Jamal Lewis. Timmy K's watching it the whole way, and he's completely stacked it.
Anyway, good header.
Yeah, it was a good header. 1-0. Can accept that. Can totally accept that.
The thing that annoys me slightly about this is Athenyu, who struggles to run properly. Okay, so got possession. Oh,
who's that there?
oh,
Jesus. I heard it was bad. I heard it was
I didn't
bad.
think it was that bad.
The thing with Christoph Zimmermann, right, is I'm not going to beat him up too much because he's had a steamer of a season, and in my opinion, it wouldn't have been harsh on any of the other players for him to break into the top 3 for player of the season, considering where he's come from. He's been consistent.
But he's got so much time.
Oh, I know, mate, but all I'm saying is that's a mistake that every defender will make once a season.
Yeah.
In my opinion. He's 4th Division German, again, just to reiterate that point.
Jeez. I mean, he's celebrating that goal like they've just won the World Cup. It was a tap-in.
Pinto level with the penalty area. Turns. Gets the pass to Oliveira in the box. Oliveira opens up for the shot. It's a curling effort. Oh, not far wide.
Mate, how many times
By the way, Chrissy Gorham, I've got to call you up on that there. Not far wide, mate. What? Not far wide?
Maybe it was the angle.
No, I hope so.
Look, if I'm Chris Gorham, I've commentated 40 Norwich games this season, I'm getting tired.
Just to come into play here. So I'd messaged Lee Croft and said to him after the game, right, what do you think of that, mate?
He was on the Haribos yesterday, wasn't he?
In all honesty, yeah, I've called him up for that as well. And I'm just going to, I don't mind, I'm sure he won't mind.
You keep talking, I'm just going to move this camera
slightly. Sure, no problem. Lee Croft said to me afterwards, he was like, haha, was so poor, mate. No creation, really. Shite at the back. Striker, absolutely terrible. Couldn't hit a barn door.
I mean, look, it's not rocket science. I think Oliveira scored 1 goal in 22 games. He struggled.
I mean, look, and to totally, make your head pop potentially, but, to give you credit where credit's due, you said months ago that Nelson Oliveira wasn't the man to lead the line. I disagreed. I backed his quality. I still do think there's a diamond in there, Jack. But I totally agree. I can now totally understand why he's not made it at other clubs. He's just off the boil, not consistent.
And I think you can buy into we haven't created enough to a certain extent. But yesterday, he had chances. He's had multiple chances in previous games and he hasn't done it. So it's currently 2-0.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on here. It's half-time 2-0. And then now this is the one. So Murphy delivers a delicious cross, one of the best crosses he's probably delivered all season, one that hasn't sailed over
Maybe
the box.
Nelson Oliveira wasn't expecting it.
Maybe. Oliveira, back post, free header, he headers it upwards
Was
and then
the sun
loses
blinding
it.
him?
Ah, that's a good point.
Was the sun blinding him?
Maybe.
But still, he's got to hit the target there.
For any potential buyers, the sun was in Oliveira's eyes, he usually finishes
Yeah,
them.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, so that's a sitter we've just missed. Not to worry, they happen. There's Reedy knocking it up.
Standard.
Tommy Tribal. I'm not sure if I like Tommy Tribal with a full head of hair.
Love it, absolutely
Throwing
love it.
ball.
Hit that.
Oh, it's a lovely strike across his body.
Unlucky.
Lovely save by
Angus,
Gunny.
bloody gun. What a boy. That's a great hit.
The thing that
mate, that's a great hit there.
No, but hang on. Let me just take this 2 seconds back and just remember the first goal that we conceded as well.
Sure.
Where's our midfielders closing these runners down?
Back to goal.
Where is our midfield there? Maybe it's because we've got Moritz Leitner playing there because he's not a central defensive midfielder.
Yeah. I mean, I need to raise this point. I mean, I said it, earlier whilst you were playing, but it's something that we need to press on. Actually, Jack, I think that Moritz Leitner, I still believe we're going to sign him. I've got a good chance. I've got a good kind of feeling about that happening.
It's just bubbling around in the gut.
Yeah, I've heard whispers as well, but he needs to be playing. And this is why it's worth me commenting. He can't be playing defensively. I don't think he's that type of player. If Madison goes, possibly. If obviously Wes isn't going to be there, I think Moritz in that number 10 role would be dreamy, but he can't play central defensive. He's just not that guy.
And hopefully with Godfrey returning, Louis Thompson coming back from injury, Tete at a full fit.
No. Like Tommy Tribal.
Of course, but we
yeah.
need someone alongside him.
I'm of the opinion that we only need one central defensive midfielder still, mate.
We'll always agree to disagree.
Just on the topic of Ben Godfrey, are we going to talk about that?
The tweets?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get onto that after these highlights,
yep,
because I did want to raise that. It's a lovely finish by...
Was he booked for that? Celebrating with the crowd?
No, the steward's completely lost his head here, though. Clearly new to the job.
Standard.
Right, so it's 3-0, we're still in it.
Great ball.
Oh, that's
Angus absolutely clattered there.
Why
has the ref not called it there?
Well, it was Zimmerman who took him out.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, yet again, a communication issue
Yeah.
between Zimmerman. Maybe since that virus, he's lost ability in his vocal cords. We just don't know. But that, Angus has probably gone home with a very sore head.
You know, for me, let's have a little pause here, Jack. I know Daniel Farke would have hung his hat on this after the game, but it worries me this style of football that we've been asked to stick with and be patient with. 60% possession, so many more shots.
Is that what we had yesterday?
So many more shots than Sheffield Wednesday, and yet we couldn't, and yet we come out 5-1 losers. Now, it frustrates me down to the core of my body. It hurts me.
And thankfully this season we haven't seen that many individual mistakes. On the whole, defensively we've been fairly sound. I mean, I know you were at Millwall when we lost 4-0. I know you were at QPR when we lost 4-1. 5-1 here. You know, we have had routes this season, but on the whole, I need a lint, mate. I'm running low on sugar, I think. Why are you putting empty wrappers back at the back?
That's Becky.
Becky?
That's
questionable behaviour.
I'm all about these dark chocolates, though. I'm all about them. You're not having them.
I tell you what, I used to have a friend talking about wrappers and boxes.
Come on, people are getting annoyed with this, I can tell.
I'm quickly just going to say, because this is even more questionable behaviour than this, McDonald's used to eat half a chip and then put it back in the box and come to it later.
Who used to do that?
One of my friends from school.
Well, to be honest with you, anyone that eats at McDonald's regularly, I'm questioning them anyway.
Wrap of the day is lovely. $1.99, you can't go wrong. Okay, we're coming forwards.
Great ball there.
That's Hernandez. Oh, look at that from Hernandez. Lovely little cross. Oh, and Oliver has missed one again.
Hernandez, by the way, will be a brilliant player for us next season.
Pinto.
Class from Ivo Pinto. Unlucky.
Oh, what?
That's a good chance.
Tommy T spraying it like a new garden hose there.
Standard. Shite. So much time there, by the way. So much time.
By the way, lovely little finish from Timmy Close in that.
Yeah.
I love how we're running back to the centre circle like we're going to be getting back into this game with 10 minutes left on the clock. But
No. I think it's about bloody time. I think it's the minimum. I'm so angry with Daniel Farke's game management. I'm so angry. Okay. Seriously. It's piss bloody poor, Jack. Honestly, seriously.
No, I know.
And people, by the way, and... Oh, God. Where do I begin with this? Let me calm myself down. Hang on a minute.
Have a breath. Maybe have a sip of water as well. It's been a hot day.
People that say that it doesn't matter finishing above Ipswich. I don't mind Ipswich fans trolling me for this.
I don't think it matters.
Mate, what the is that?
There
are rivals!
Mate, we're finishing...
There are rivals! And they're tin pot!
Yeah, I think that's a tin pot thing. If we were...
It's embarrassing!
Maybe if we were 7th and they were 6th, I would be annoyed then.
It's utterly embarrassing.
If you finish 12th or you finish 14th, you're both very average.
I'll tell you why it's embarrassing, and I'm fine to concede an own goal here. Alex Tetty comes out in the press giving it large, saying, yeah, the players know that we need to finish above Ipswich, and then you go and give that sort of performance.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, but I don't think Farke saying that or Tete saying that is any help
Exactly,
at all.
So why say that to the press?
I don't know, mate.
And why embarrass yourself? And there's no way that Daniel Farke got those players up for that game. No way.
Well,
it's half-time, it's 2-0, and you expect the boys to come out with their tails in between the legs and fighting for everything. They didn't.
Do you think Sean Raggett looks a bit like Ryan Bennett at a glance?
Oh, right. Oh my God!
We've got one more goal to watch.
Please don't mention Ryan Bennett right now. But yeah, Sean Raggett could be a very good player for us next season. Hopefully.
Oh, Jesus.
Embarrassing. Tim Close's passing is awful.
That's a lovely save. Yeah, it is.
Great save, Angus. Getting us out of trouble as always.
Surely, though, if Angus had a head injury, he should have gone off. That's a lovely save.
Jamal, mate, what are you doing there?
Yeah, Jamal's marking poor.
So much time. Timmy Close committing. Jamal sliding, no need. Again.
Mate, it's
Angus.
all the runners from the midfield once again.
Is that... Hang on. Whoa. Rewind that.
What?
That ball isn't on the penalty spot.
Is it not?
Oh my God.
It should have been 4-1.
Yeah, but the ball is not in...
No, that's
right,
the point.
Everyone, watch the highlights. The ball is not on that penalty
Did
spot.
you see, was it the Newcastle game where they took the throw-in from the wrong line? That's brilliant.
Yeah, hilarious.
Brilliant. So we lost 5-1. We were bad, weren't we?
We were woeful. We were embarrassing. It was pathetic. I struggle to understand. It's the last game of the season, and you want to finish on a high.
Yeah.
You want to give the fans something to get them up for next season.
So many fans travelled as well. Such commitment from the fans.
And to be fair, I got it so badly wrong because I'd gone, and as I always do, you know, big the players up and went all in the EDP and said, yeah, last game, players will be up for it, playing for their futures. I can't see us losing this game of football.
When I saw that team, I thought we could go on and win this 2-3.
Very, very strong team. Well, what I thought was a strong team.
And I suppose the big, as well as losing 5-1, and there might be more news on this over the coming days before we release this, James Madison with what looks like a fairly serious knee injury. What implications are going to come from that?
Don't know, it's tough to say. It does totally depend. Some people are saying, well, maybe that means we won't be able to sell him anymore.
Is that a good thing?
I don't know. Is it or isn't it? Because I'm starting to think now we need a striker.
Yeah.
But we need a good striker, a reliable, consistent striker. And you can't get that with our peanuts that we've currently got.
Well, we've got Dennis Brady. No, definitely.
We do. And so, but for me, I'm kind of... Maybe it'll put potential buyers off. Potentially, yeah. You could probably clutch at straws with that. But the other thing is, will we end up selling him for a discounted rate?
Who knows? That could be a possibility. And
who knows?
Anyway, I think the most important thing is we hope James Madison recovers quickly. And what a pleasure it's been watching him this season.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'm surprised that he's not already been seriously injured. But not because of, first of all, because of his tirelessness and his energy and...
Could I have another...
Absolutely.
Link, please, mate?
His relentless twists and turns on the ball. I'm surprised he's not rolled his ankle at least 5 times. But actually, is he not like the most fouled player in the league?
Yeah.
So he's got all the way to the end of the season and he's finally got injured. I'm just thankful that we've had him at peak for so far. And by the way, especially bearing in mind the amount of work that Daniel Farker and his team are putting the players through, I'm surprised that James Madison has held up that well.
Definitely, just such a shame that he's injured.
You're so chill tonight, Jack.
Yeah, I am.
I'm enjoying it.
It's because
the
sun has been shining.
It's because Norwich. You're relaxed because you've not got the pressure of Norwich breaking your heart again next weekend.
The Dubs have been crying and everything feels really, really great. We talked about Ben Godfrey.
Yeah.
We alluded to Ryan Bennett. A third name we need to add to this list is Dean Kiley.
Jesus Christ.
Slight bit of Twitter beef going on last night regarding Norwich City. Talk to me what happened.
Just childishness. I think it shows who they are as men, and I think it shows who they are as professionals. And I think that's pretty much in brief what I'd like to say top level. Obviously, I'm going to get angry, but to begin with, I'll leave it at that, and I'll let you comment on it.
So, Dean Kiley's come out. The tweet has since been deleted and said, "Good to see that."
Has he deleted it?
He's deleted the tweet.
What a moron!
I think he might have had one too many beverages last night. The sun
yeah.
and alcohol don't mix very well. So he said, "Oh, it's good to see the revolution working down at Norwich City."
Well, pretty much. Didn't say exactly that, but pretty much.
What was it?
Well, he didn't say at Norwich City, did he?
No, but good to see. He obviously meant Norwich City.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Ben Godfrey then favourites that tweet. How did Ryan Bennett get involved? Was it that?
I'm annoyed at Ben getting involved there.
No need.
I mean, why like that? Knowing that, I mean, or maybe with all the greatest respect in the world, maybe he doesn't understand. Seriously, with all respect, maybe he literally just doesn't understand that fans can see that you've liked the tweet. Maybe
he needs some social media help.
Maybe he just needs some social media help. I don't know. I just think it's a shame. But anyway, away from Ben Godfrey, because I do think he's a cracking player, and I think he's just showed a bit of immaturity there. But that's okay. Ryan Bennett. I mean, yeah, I am. I'm bitter about it. I'm pissed off that he has somehow got a winners' medal, because I think that he's got a ridiculous team around him at Wolves. Ridiculous. I cannot see him playing a lot of Premier League football next season.
No.
And I think his quality will show. I think he'll get ripped apart. I have absolutely no regrets about Norwich City selling Ryan Bennett. I know Rob Butler was his mate and was his biggest fan. And yeah, Ryan Bennett did play the guitar well and released a few videos. But that was probably all that he did for Norwich, really. Just played the guitar on Twitter.
In the early stages, he had a good couple.
Yeah,
of seasons.
agreed. But I'm just annoyed at just how pathetic that is. Your football does the talking. You've done your talking. You've done your celebration tweets with Wolves, lifting the trophy. No need to rub the salt in the wounds anymore, because what you've done there is you've just completely disconnected your former club. There's not a single head at Norwich City now that would say, "Oh, Ryan Bennett, yeah, top guy, yeah, great guy." And by the way, you've got to be careful about the way you treat people on the way up, because on the way down you're going to meet them again. So next time, Ryan Bennett. So for example, when Ryan Bennett gets sold or loaned to a Championship club next season, the Norwich fans are going to rip him to pieces. But more importantly, the Norwich players are going to rip him to pieces. Good luck, Ryan.
I think the Ryan Bennett, it's petty, but we've seen from him before that him and Twitter aren't the best mix. Ben Godfrey's young. I think Shrewsbury have just lost. I think to Milton Keynes, who were already relegated, so he's probably a bit annoyed. Dean Kiley. This is the one that annoys me.
Yeah.
It was his regime that got us having to go through a revolution.
Yeah.
It was their utter mistakes,
Yeah.
their complete mismanagement of the football club
Yep.
that got us to this place.
It was his goalkeeping coaching that turned John Ruddy, in my opinion, from a good, consistent goalkeeper to a woeful, questionable, insecure goalkeeper. How the hell has he got a job at Crystal Palace?
Who Dean? Is that where he's at?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well,
fair play.
yeah.
It must be who you know there.
Anyway, the revolution's going okay, Dean. Ben, we'll see you next season. Ryan, enjoy the Premier League.
Enjoy the summer, because I highly doubt you're going to be playing.
So this season in general, then, Chris.
Yeah.
We're at the end. We spoke quite in depth with Nick last week, who, by the way, was brilliant, and we're really hoping to get him on again. Thank you to all of your kind comments.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you.
It's been, I don't know what to say. It's been average, hasn't it? But there's been some really memorable moments, I think.
No, I think you've banged that drum a little too hard.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think we're trying to say that there's memorable moments, but I mean, we beat Ipswich away most seasons, and I wouldn't describe that as a memorable moment. We only beat them 1-0. We didn't absolutely smash them. We've scored some decent goals, but not, wouldn't say we've scored some ridiculous goals that we'll look back for seasons to come.
Madison scored.
The highlights DVD is going to have the lowest sales in record. I just think it's been underwhelming and under par, and I think it's a shame. I was replying to a few people's tweets on Sunday night, in my sorrows. I try not to tweet straight after the game. I was just saying to a guy called Matt on Twitter that I think we've just approached this transition potentially a wee bit too cold turkey. And what I mean by that is we've overworked the players. We know that through feedback from the players and from the press. They've willingly put it out there. We know for a fact that the games come thick and fast. And I can trust now that Daniel Farke would have learnt from this experience, and maybe he'll understand that we probably can't absolutely cane it pre-season styly all season long. And number two, we've left experienced players out in the cold, and arguably mistreated them. And pushed them aside and tried to shoehorn players in there, i.e. Mario Vrancic, when they weren't ready. And by the way, Mario Vrancic now, fantastic player, deserves all the plaudits he's getting to him. But should he have been starting earlier on in the season? No, he shouldn't have been, because he wasn't ready for English football. Shoehorning those players in and casting leaders out like Wes and Russ too early. Say what you like about Russ on the pitch, totally respect it. Totally respect it. I still think he can do a job. Maybe not consistently for Norwich, but certainly on that bench. I want Russell Martin on that bus. I want him in and around the younger players, supporting them, in and around the group, leading them. At half-time, Russ Martin is getting you up by the scruff of the neck at half-time, and he's holding you accountable. Is Daniel Farke holding you accountable? No, he's not. And I'm not inside the changing room, so I don't know that for a fact, but it's pretty obvious from the sideline. So that's what I mean by cold turkey. I think that we could have made the transition a wee bit smoother, but it's fine. We've just done it now. We can view it as we've gone really hardcore, and now we're just going to have to recover again. I hope we sign well in the summer, and I hope we sell the players that we need to sell. If we do not sell the likes of Naismith, Jarvis in the summer, we're potentially then teeing us up for another season of under par.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
But anyway, what do you think, mate?
We'll probably be losing Madison, Gunn, Reed. We would have thought, even if we don't and we keep one of them through.
Why do you think that?
Why do I think?
Why do you think we're probably going to lose Angus and we're probably going to lose James Madison?
We're a 14th place championship side.
I think Manchester City will be absolutely delighted with the amount of game time we've been given Angus.
Oh no, 100%. But Angus needs to progress further. He's proven he can do it in the Championship. Now it's time for a Premier League move. Will he get it? I don't know. If he doesn't, then he might be coming back to Norwich.
If I was Angus, and in all seriousness, and I'm not just saying this with my Norwich City glasses on, I'll say it with my Norwich City glasses off. I think that Angus has an opportunity to play literally every single game under the sun at Norwich.
Well, he started every league game this season.
Is he going to get that in the Premier League? And this is me being his pal. I don't think so. I don't think so. I would love it to happen, and it will happen. But if I was Angus, and if it was my decision, not that it is Angus's decision entirely, by the way, because it's down to Manchester City. But I would be looking at, certainly being with Norwich until January next year. Certainly, guaranteed game time.
Okay,
it's been his first professional season. But look, James Madison. We'll now move on to this one. Everyone is conceding defeat on James Madison, which is disappointing. For me, if we don't, it's fine margins, and Stuart Webber's got a really tough job on his hands. Really tough job, because if you sell Madison, but don't replace Madison instantly, which isn't possible, by the way, an instant. Okay, thanks very much for that. Let's just say, for math's sakes, 20 million for James Madison. You can't immediately spend that 20 million on a new striker because it comes in instalments like a bank loan, right? So if we sell James Madison but don't replace James Madison with a quality, consistent striker, you're really in the shit. But on the other hand, if you keep James Madison but then replace Nelson Oliveira, say, for example, for conversation's sake, with someone that's even worse than Nelson Oliveira, then a lot of Norwich fans will be saying, well, why don't we sell James Madison? So, Stuart Webber, total respect for you, mate. I think you've got a tough job on your hands this summer.
Now, of course, the other player that's probably impressed me behind Gunn and Madison the most this season, Mr. Harrison Reed.
Oh.
Now, I've turned into a Southampton fan for the last 2 games of the season. They conceded a 96-minute equaliser against Everton at the weekend. I don't know if they're going to be going down. You would have thought if they stay up...
Pause. Please try and hold
Rewind?
that thought. No, just hold the thought.
Okay, I'm holding it.
I've got to bring this up while I remember whilst eating chocolate. Nathan Redmond. Nathan Bloomin' Redmond. I saw a statistic at the weekend.
You love a stat, don't you?
Yeah, I do, because it backs up opinion. I said he's got no end product, and people criticise me. Okay? The guy isn't up to scratch. He scored his first goal in 40 attempts on target.
Really?
Weekend. 40. The second lowest shot to goals ratio.
Behind Yannick Vilchka.
By the way, Yannick.
Yeah.
Being promoted with
Premier
Cardiff.
League, mate. I've said it. If you've got Yannick Vilchka in your team, you're going good places, mate. I've said it. I've said it before. Mate. Stats back up opinion.
Anyway, yeah, I did say. Anyway, so forgive me for saying so, and please feel free
But
to
he did
continue
score the
now.
weekend.
But I just need to say, Nathan Redmond, say what you like about him being, mismanaged at Norwich, not being played in the right position. I've consistently said that he doesn't have the final product. He doesn't.
He was an exciting player to watch, though.
He's a top end championship player. Definitely. Yeah.
Anyway, why are we talking about him? Harrison Reed.
Mm-hmm.
Can we keep him? Can we not? I think the thing here with Reed is, I think he's a better right back than Pinto, but a right back isn't. Mate, I think Pinto's off in the summer.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll accept that because he's on Premier League wages, so I'll accept it.
Okay.
I'm disappointed because I think he embodies what a Norwich City player should be off the pitch. So I'm disappointed about that. But look, he's on Premier League wages. I don't think we'll be able to sign Harrison Reed, and I think there's
on a loan.
Yeah, look, potentially, but I don't have that feeling with Leitner like I have with Harrison Reed, and I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think Harrison Reed is capable of a lot better than an under par Norwich City team.
So what's the maximum amount of good players, starting players, that we can lose in... Let me reword this. So what's the maximum amount of players that we can lose so we can go into next season and genuinely be able to replace them? So, for example, can we afford to lose 6 starting players and replace them with like-for-like quality and not then be able to call it a transitional season?
No, next season is transitional.
How long does this transition go? Because if we're going down this current route of signing loan players...
I want it to be documented. I want to get this on record now. I think that the transition must finish with excuses by the midway point of next season. It must. It absolutely must. And that's me being generous. Because for me, and you've said it, Jack, you can't let... things have got to happen quite quickly in the Championship, right?
Yeah.
It's a do or die job, football, and I think I'm already being generous by saying that, but I think, as I've, said on Twitter, I'm so looking forward to no excuses next season, because you can't play we've got loads of injuries. Well, stop overworking them then, you idiot. Stop overworking them. Yeah? And, we've not signed the players, You've had you've had January window to mop it up, and you've had the summer window to mop it up, in my opinion. Might not be completely right there. I know things take time. I know we need a buyer for Stephen Naismith. God knows how we're going to do that. Yeah.
But what I'm saying here is you say the transition needs to end at Christmas. Fair enough. But if we go down the route of signing good Premier League loan players, we've been linked with a Chelsea guy today. Completely forgot his name. Probably should know that. You're in that constant cycle of having a good team, losing all your players. So you're constantly in that churning cycle.
But I'm of faith that the players that you've already bought in, I mean, for me, I said it last week, I'll say it again, I think Tom Tribal will be our player of the season next season. I think if you've got the likes of Tommy T in there, you've got the likes of Zimmerman. He had a poor game on Wednesday, but Zimmerman in there as well. Mario Vrancic now coming into fruition. That's 3 starters there for me.
Grant Hanley.
Look, we've got to give everything to keep Grant Hanley. There's 4 players there, and for me, the 5th player that you've got to try and keep this summer is Angus, because he's the bottom of the spine, and I'm not just saying it.
He's the coccyx.
And I would love Remy Matthews, Aston Oxford to come through, and I really hope they play for Norwich City one day. But I just think having the assurance of knowing that Angus is going to be there next season will give the defence loads of confidence, will give the Norwich fans loads of confidence, will give the Norwich fans a boost in terms of we've got Angus for another season. That's big. That's showing ambition. Because the issue that we've got is, sorry to keep going on, Jack, is the problem that Stuart Webber's got, the real problem is there's going to be that question of ambition after this window. Real question.
I think the most important player we need to keep is Harrison Reed. I think Angus Gunn has had the most...
What?
Just hear me out.
Angus then Hanley, surely.
No, the loan players.
Oh, right, sure. Okay.
I don't think we've got a player like Reed at the club. Now, Angus, I think, has probably had the most influence, but I think Remy Matthews is more than up to going in goal in the Championship. So I'm just thinking we've got a replacement for Angus already there. Local boy, really good player. I think I'd love to keep Angus, but I don't think it will be the end of the world if he doesn't stay.
Agreed.
I think if we lose Reed, we've then got massive problems in terms of getting another player in like him. You lose Mal. Anyway, Twitter questions.
Okay.
Twitter.
I'm really looking forward to these
questions
this week.
Yeah, I am as well. No,
I
actually.
seriously am.
You know what?
I'm
It's
fired up
nice
for
to not have to preview a game and not have to have the eventual disappointment of Saturday looming.
I'm
on
so.
the horizon.
I'm sorry that this podcast is so ranty. I hope that we do leave you in
In a
some
good-
sort of
well,
positivity.
You know,
for the end.
it's sunny. I think
But I think the reason why people like listening is because we're just real with it.
we are
We're
real.
not going to pull any punches, are we?
By the way, as well as that, I'm going to. You tweeted out on the Talk Norwich City account yesterday, Chris. Give me your most underrated player.
Yeah.
We've got loads of responses. I'm going to read some of that out in a little while.
Sure.
Let me find some of these questions. I've got a lot this week, thank you. By the way, we're nearly at 5,000 followers on Twitter, so if you haven't already, links in the description, Talk Norwich City on Twitter. We have 23 questions, and we are starting with that man, Tom Cash, followed by the Willamots. This man is well and truly living the dream. Where do you see Norwich City 5 years from now? Who do you think will be in charge of the squad? Will Webber still be here? And most importantly, will Delia / Tom Smith be in charge? Now, first of all, we should say that Daniel Farke has today been linked with the Eintracht Frankfurt job since their manager has gone to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
One word answer, is that going to happen?
No.
Where will Norwich City be in 5 years' time?
By the way, Cashy, great question.
Yeah, great question.
Great question. Will Daniel Farke be here in 5 years' time? Definitely not.
Really?
Very disposable.
Okay.
The whole point in the system is that the head coach is disposable.
Okay.
Stuart Webber's publicly said it.
Yeah, okay.
To a point-ish. You know, if it wasn't working next season, we could get a new head coach in.
Yeah.
That has a similar philosophy,
Yeah.
in theory.
Well, I think
Will
the whole
Webber
point of
be
the
here?
system is you can get rid of people and easily replace them. It's about the system rather than the people.
Will Webber be here? I hope so, because I like the guy. I think he's real. I think he's to the point.
Watches the TNC podcast?
He's not full of bull.
No.
Like a lot of the previous, not mentioning any names. You know,
A cough there, mate.
I think sorry, Jack. I hope Stuart Webber's here. Although I think it all actually depends on where we are as a football club, because actually Stuart Webber's obviously a very ambitious guy, very young, and if Norwich make it back to the Premier League next season and the season after, will he stay? Because I think that another club in the Premier League would be sniffing someone out with that much ambition and hunger and passion to win.
But he's got to prove it first.
Absolutely.
I think this summer is decade defining. I think this summer defines our next 10 years. No, I do think
that's a huge.
I think if
shout.
we screw it up this summer, we'll be in the Championship.
Right,
the next
that's
10
the
years.
title. That's the title.
Decade defining summer.
Yeah.
No, I genuinely think if we get this summer wrong, we can be, we'll be in this league for the next 10 years.
But it's all calculated gambles, Jack.
Well, of course it is. Well, that's football, isn't it?
True. Very true.
Willamots is back. I tell you what. Now, I play cricket. I know you're not a fan of cricket, Chris, but look at this cricket pitch. Now I
can appreciate that is a fine pitch.
Yeah, no, that is lovely, and of course, this is the daily life of a contract groundsman. Come rain or sun, weeds will always outgrow grass. And he's come back with no question today, lads. Just wanted to say well done on all of your Talk Norwich City content this season. Fantastic guests and covering all areas of Norwich City Football Club. People must think I'm mad with the smile I have on my face listening while working on the grass areas at school.
Oh, yeah, that is a bit quick. Yeah, you've got to be careful with that, haven't you? But Will Motts, thanks for your support. We really appreciate it. We've just fallen in love, really, haven't we?
I mean, when I've seen some of the bushes he's trimmed this season,
the rockeries.
Oh,
don't forget the rockeries.
Don't get me started on the rockeries.
Yeah,
that was a beautiful project.
I mean, endless. I mean, by the way, I think surely Williamotts needs to become the main headline sponsor for next season.
He's going to be buying us out.
It's a sponsorship made in heaven, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah,
wow.
It really is.
Anyway, let's quickly move on from Williamotts.
And the lovely Jez from Bez saying, I agree. I think Jack could do with a holiday. It's been a week since my last holiday.
It's not often that you're away.
Feeling it. Saluting Sabrenny. Good to have you back, mate. This man has simply got the bio of Big D. Realistically, what do you think of our chances of making the playoffs next season are? If unlikely, who, brackets, what position, close brackets, do you think we need to bring in? So if we don't make the playoffs, what position would have failed us in not getting into the playoffs?
I don't get the question.
Okay, so
you answer the question first, and then I'll.
Okay, so if we finished 10th next season, what meant that we didn't finish in the playoffs? Like a certain position. So for this season, the reason we didn't finish in the playoffs... So
we're predicting why we failed next season.
If we don't. So predict where we're going to finish next season. So where do you think we'll finish next season?
I think we'll finish outside the playoffs.
Okay, so why?
Because we didn't start the season consistently enough. That's why. Is
that down to lacking in position, or is that down to
I think
management? Or
I think it's down to. I think it'll be down to the head coach. Honestly, I think there's so much pressure on Daniel Farke.
So would you sack him?
When?
Now?
No.
But if you're predicting a slow start, why wouldn't you sack him now?
I'm just predicting it. I just think if Daniel Farke continues to make substitutions too late on in games so they don't impact them, if Daniel Farke continues to sit on his bench and not give the players a rollicking after they're losing 1-0 to, I don't know, Birmingham, because Birmingham are just Birmingham.
We did beat Birmingham twice this season.
By the way, Birmingham are Birmingham. They've just been Birmingham by staying up.
Yeah, great escape.
Birmingham and Birmingham.
I tell you what,
fair play.
Talking about the great escape, Aaron Wilbraham,
Jesus,
leading Bolton Wanderers into the Championship once again. I mean, 2-1 down in the 87th minute. Aaron Wilbraham pops up.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Farke. You were just having a go at Farke.
Oh,
I mean, he's done nothing to you, and you just
He has.
What's he done?
His Millwall performance is what he's done to me.
Yeah, to be fair, that was
personal.
A good one. James Messenger.
He's a nice guy. I like Daniel Farke. I just hope he learns from his mistakes next season. I really like him though, honestly.
James Messenger says, given the Farke to Frankfurt rumours, who would you want to succeed him if he does end up leaving? Would Weber go German again? Get bloody Aitor Karanka in. Long ball. Get Mick in. Get Agent Mick in.
Oh my God, could you imagine the scenes? Oh, that was a bit weird.
Imagine the scenes.
Imagine the scenes. Oh, hang on.
Mick.
Hang on. Agent Mick. Ipswich. We're playing Ipswich. He's already told the Ipswich players to fuck off. He's told their fans to fuck off. He's told the Barclay to fuck off as well. Imagine scoring a 90th minute winner against Ipswich at Carrow Road with Mick McCarthy in charge.
And in his
runs down the line, Paolo Di Canio style, rips off his dodgy tracksuit.
Terry Connor just behind him.
Follow Terry Connor, what a boy.
Tell you what, well done that he's still got a career. Because
anyway, so we went off topic again.
I don't know, just another random German.
No, I know exactly who I want.
Who?
Exactly. Paul Lambert. Bring him home.
Failed at Stoke. Hasn't done a good job anywhere except for us.
Yeah, and you know why? Because he is Norwich City. Paul Lambert misses Norwich.
Does he?
Well, I know he does.
I'd miss Norwich.
I know he does.
Right.
He misses it. He wants it. He had his best moment in his career with Norwich. He knows the city. He knows what makes the club tick. He knows the fans. He knows what the fans want to watch. But anyway, let's not predict Daniel Farke doing badly next season. Let's stay positive.
Paul Lambert, Mick McCarthy is his assistant.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Norwich City Central, what's more of a problem, the system or the strike force? We've created, now this is interesting, we've created the second most amount of chances in the Championship this season. Didn't know that. But most teams would be envious of having Jerome and Oliveira in their team. Now I didn't. That's a fascinating stat because it doesn't feel like we've created that many chances at all this season.
Yeah, but Nelson's just...
Well, in that case, it shows that our strike force simply isn't good enough.
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
And Nelson hasn't been.
Yep, that's that.
Stephen Connell, who I think, he lives in Florida. You can keep watching a green and yellow team in the off-season by following the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Their games are on YouTube.
Christ have mercy.
Couldn't think of anything worse. The Unthanked Kitchen. This is a friendly family-run cafe serving quality food and drink at an affordable price.
Hello, is this a new Willamot's? This could potentially be.
Eat inside, outside, or take away. You decide.
Okay.
Thank you to the Unthanked Kitchen. Have you been there before?
Yeah, of course.
It's a delightful hash brown.
Love the Unthanked Kitchen.
We now have a couple of months to plan a better atmosphere at Carrow. Now, this is a question that's going to be constantly coming up. What can we do as City Till I Die fans to encourage positivity following a season of despair.
And
any more gatherings like before the Ipswich derby, is this the way forwards?
Yeah, definitely. But I tell you one thing that's going to be an issue. They're going to have to do something else because we've got no pre-season games at home this season.
Because of the pitch being relayed.
So there's no opportunity for the fans to get hyped, as in they're not going to be able to see the players in the skin until the first day of the season.
And we were so hyped when Marley Watkins banged one in against Brighton pre-season.
Jesus Christ, Marley Watkins.
Get rid of him. Apparently Bristol still want him.
I will drive Marley Watkins anywhere.
Just in general.
Honestly, anywhere. I mean, jeez.
Yeah, he's been...
What is that?
He's been poor, isn't he?
God bless him, though. Again, nice guy.
Now, what do we need to do? We need to congregate like-minded fans.
Yeah.
We need to encourage
Safe standing.
flags. Yeah. And that has progressed quite a bit over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I like that. But one of the things that I will say, and we know that some actually Norwich City top brass do watch this. Please don't hide behind the safe standing thing as a. Let's not just say we're supporting safe standing, tick in the box. I kind of feel like at the moment we're going safe standing. And by the way, well done, because all of the work that Norwich City have done publicly to say we're backing safe standing. Kudos, huge kudos, and fair bloody play, brilliant. But be better. I encourage you to be better. Don't just tick the safe standing box. Definitely encourage more flags. Definitely
a drum.
You know what? I mean, fair play. Our friend brought in a drum, didn't he?
Yes. Neil Thompson. No, was it Neil?
Neil Thompson.
They did forget the drumsticks though, didn't they?
Yeah,
I think.
never mind.
And also, I think what we need to do, get DJ JLP with more umbrellas.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We don't encourage stealing off programme sellers. But
the county's best DJ. Best DJ.
I love that.
I love the fact we got mixed.
We need to go on a DJ JLP night out, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. Will says the game on Sunday was incredibly frustrating because no one made direct runs towards goals. If only we had a winger still on the books who did that. Yannick Vilchka. Onel Hernandez does it very well, though, I must admit. Josh Murphy does it at times.
Yeah.
We make lots of dummied runs or runs away from goal, and midfielders have no chance to play committed through balls. I completely agree with
this is great.
Is our forward... This is Will Noble, 93. Has he got a bio?
Yeah, I like this guy.
Primary education at Norwich City Football Club.
Yeah.
Clearly knows his stuff. It's clearly a clever lad.
Yeah.
Is our forward problem a lack of confidence in making the right runs? Jeez, I'm out of breath after reading that, but what brilliant question.
I just agree with it.
Do you?
Yeah, I just agree
I think we need more direct runs. And I think we need players running in behind the strikers.
Tell you what,
it's too lateral. Is that a word?
Yeah.
Lateral.
Collateral.
No. Lateral.
Tell you what, Norwich City have given me the runs this season. They've been so bad.
I tell you what, I had the runs on holiday.
Oh, please.
Jesus.
Stop.
I've never seen more direct runs, I'll tell you that.
Thank you, Jack.
Jack Self, good name. Sadly, doesn't have a bio. If you tweet in a question, make sure you have a bio. I like reading them. Would we have had a better season if we still had Alex Neil?
Oh my God! Someone tweet me saying I miss Alex Neil. Oh God!
I don't.
Oh, what are you doing?
We could have got relegated and I wouldn't miss that man. A bit harsh, actually. Sorry, Alex.
I'm not sorry.
Look, we've committed to a regime.
His man management is so bad.
But you've been
He's done a great job at Preston, but
he already had. I think the interesting.
But Preston is where he's at.
The interesting thing will be when Alex Neil has to make his own signings.
Agreed.
Because he inherited a squad that was already quite decent.
Yeah.
And he's done well.
Yep.
But his time was up at Norwich. Let's move on. Do I miss Alex Neil? No. Would we have had a better season? Possibly.
No.
I don't know.
No.
This is from U Duo, studying for a BSc at City U of Hong Kong.
Oh,
Norwich
nice.
City Football Club supporter. Please ask Nick Conrad if he can do the commentary next season.
By the way, that'd be hilarious.
I'm not sure if Chris Gorham would appreciate
Chris
that.
Gorham all day long, I'm afraid.
Chris and Nick.
Maybe I'd quite like some alternative commentary to be. I've said this to you before, haven't I? I'd love to do some alternative commentary, like some really like explicit 18+ content.
What kids watching this?
No. It's an alternative pay per subscription.
Wow!
I think we should release a new Talk Norwich City bit of content that's basically, You pay
18 plus
you
explicit
pay
content.
you pay £1 a month,
Right.
and for that you get alternative commentary, which is me and you just shouting and swearing at the Norwich players when they do stuff wrong, just like they do in the Barclay. Anyway, swiftly moving on. We clearly don't.
How would you... Oh, we've already answered this. This is from DJam, who always tweets us disagreeing with us, but we appreciate it, DJam.
Yeah, I like that.
I
like that.
How would you feel if the rumours are true about Farke going to Frankfurt? I would be upset, because I think there's still work. I think he's got something to prove, and I want to see what he does prove.
He will not leave. He is doing very, very, very well at Norwich City right now. He will not
For himself?
leave. Exactly.
Yeah.
He will not leave.
Ewan Cutland with a very open question. How do we progress next season? I think that's a whole podcast in itself, but we need to sign well.
Yeah.
We need to start the season well.
We've said that.
We've already said that.
Thanks for the question.
Bristol Rovers Polls, who continues to tweet in. Bristol Rovers Polls, thank you so much for your support.
Well, I'm still baffled by
have
this.
Bristol Rovers got on this season? I'm going to check, because we haven't mentioned Bristol Rovers enough this season. Bristol Rovers, I think they're playing League 2. We'll just double check, because we could be...
No wonder he's tweeting into the Norwich City podcast.
13th in League 1. That's not too bad. They finished their campaign with a 0-0 draw against Southend. That's quite depressing.
Anyway.
How much would you sell Nelson for in the summer?
What did we sign him for? Was it?
I'm not sure. It wasn't. I don't think it was that much.
Was it? Was it quite awful? Was
I think it was like 3-4 million, maybe.
I'd sell him for maybe we could probably get 4 mil out of him probably.
I mean, considering he was touted for a £12 million moves in January, I mean, you look back at that and think, wow. But to be fair, we want him to keep at that point. He's been scoring some goals. It's amazing how things change so quickly. What shade of yellow would you like the kit to be next season? That comes from Peter Hunter.
Oh my God, this is a brilliant question, Peter, because I've got a real bugbear about this. Yeah, real bugbear. Now let me show you. I'm just going to take this frame off the wall.
Don't break anything.
Okay, so this yellow here, although by the way, great kit.
That's one of my favourite kits in recent times.
This is the wrong yellow.
Is it?
This is neon. This is JD Sports Blackpool orange kind of yellow. It's like a bit like, oh God, too much. Now, hang on a minute. Keep talking whilst I put this back, Jack. Hang on.
I mean, make sure that's hung straight.
I think I'm struggling to get it on the wall.
Jack. This is probably...
That'll
do for now.
Looks like it's going to fall off. Now, the right type of yellow, just do me a favour, Jack, and grab that one.
Okay.
Cheers.
Any damages I'm not responsible for.
Now, this
is that Love to Chris. Does that say Delia?
Jack. Now, this, ladies and gentlemen, is the right type of yellow. League One campaign, of course.
Yeah.
Love to Chris, Delia, 2009. Anyway, away from my my relationship with Delia Smith, this is the right type of yellow. Mustard yellow, Norwich City. If you're listening in a retail team, we want mustard yellow, not cringy neon yellow.
We need to keep some kind of Coleman's.
Yeah, anyway, do you mind just putting it up there, or should I just put it to the side for now?
Maybe just lay it down somewhere. Okay, so Peter Hunter, we want mustard-coloured yellow.
Yeah.
Chris Cassidy, one of our favourite Sheffield Middlesbrough fans. I mean, he said Sheffield United. Chris, it's good to have you back, mate.
Yeah,
by the way,
cheers,
Middlesbrough in the playoffs. Neutral question, but predictions for playoff winners, and who would you like to see win them? I think it'll be Fulham. Who do I want to win it? Fulham. So who we've got Middlesbrough, Derby, Fulham, and help me out here. Who's in the playoffs? Derby, Fulham,
Aston Villa,
and Middlesbrough. Who do you think will do it?
Definitely not Middlesbrough. They've got Patrick Bloomin' Bamford up front.
Scored against Ipswich at the weekend.
The most fraudulent striker, as you quite rightly said, Jack.
He started living at Norwich, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's still living in Middlesbrough. He was woeful when he came to our place.
Yeah. He scored a few goals in the season.
Just can't see Tony Pulis shithousing his way to the Premier League that much. Come on, he can't ride his luck that much. I think, say for example, Middlesbrough get to the finals somehow, and actually,
they've got
Middlesbrough playing Villa.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
No. I don't know.
We don't really have much knowledge here. I tell you what, I think Aston Villa will go up, and I think Aston Villa deserve to go up.
Love Steve Bruce.
And I watched. I mean, people saw Fulham at Norwich, and like always, people read the news stories and fall in love with the club and decide on their opinion before the game's even started. But Fulham came to Norwich, and I thought they took their chances. Don't get me wrong, and they worked well as a team. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't look Premier League quality. I love that. I love is it Mitrovic up front? Mitrovic, have I said that properly? Great striker, and I think they work well.
I love that.
I don't think Fulham are all that, and I think you put Aston Villa in a final with Fulham, and I think Aston Villa will absolutely.
But we stuffed Villa at Carrow Road.
Yeah, but I just think Aston Villa they didn't need to, did they?
I think it'll be Fulham. I'd like to see Fulham. I think you know what? I think it might be Borough that go.
I think Fulham are a solid Championship club. They're not a Premier League club.
I think it'll probably be Borough now, won't it? Who have we not mentioned?
Fair play. Middlesbrough, by the way,
Derby.
fair play.
Cameron Jerome could be a Premier League.
Derby will not. Derby won't do it.
Lewis Grabban could be a Premier League.
But by the way,
again.
Congratulations, Derby County, because you finally got into the playoffs. Well done.
No, definitely. Peter Hunter once again asking the big questions with the midfield trio of Godfrey, Thompson and Tribal Storm. The Championship
Thompson.
next
Forgot about
season.
Louis Thompson. Yeah, could do.
Could do. Who would go in? Louis Thompson or Ben Godfrey?
Louis Thompson.
Okay. Really?
Maybe. Don't know. Just guessing. It's only because I'm in a mood with Ben Godfrey.
This is a good one. Rory Ives. Who do you think will win the World Cup?
Wow, great question.
This is Rory Ives. Sadly, no bio.
Who will win the World Cup? I think you could see someone winning it that's not really a favourite this year. Actually,
England. Dare to dream.
Could you imagine if England actually win the World Cup?
Are you that into that international football?
No. I'm really into the World Cup.
Yeah.
I crave it. I drink the World Cup. I love it.
You know what my favourite thing about the World Cup
I love
is?
watching like Cameroon versus I don't know, Panama or something.
Yeah.
I love that. I love seeing the African dance moves. I love that.
South African World Cup was the best one.
Yeah, that's class.
My favourite
Gibalani.
The World Cup wall charts.
Love that.
I love
mate,
filling in a wall
so
chart.
much interest.
Yeah.
So much interest in an office sweepstake.
Yeah. I always get rubbish ones.
Yeah, but I'm so fond.
Always a
of that.
poor investment.
Anyway, who do I think will win the World Cup? Argentina?
Yeah.
Maybe?
So you don't think a favourite's going to win it, so you go for the favourite.
Argentina aren't the favourites.
Are they
No
not?
way. They struggled to get in it.
Did they?
Yeah, they only just got in it.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, so we tweeted out the other day, who is your most underrated Norwich City player ever? And you attached a picture of Nathan Redmond. Any reason, or was it just because it was copyright free?
No comment.
Okay. Now Mick Dennis starts it off. Some great suggestions here. So thanks, Mick.
We've had some quite high-profile verified accounts tweet us recently. They obviously know where the Norwich City content lies.
Ed Balls tweeted.
Ed Ball, by the way, great tweet from Ed Balls.
Yeah.
Ed Balls with the ball bag.
Oh yeah.
So much time. Ed Balls and his ball bag.
Yeah.
Something that I didn't think I'd see, but I've seen it now.
It was something I wanted to see, but I didn't think I'd ever see.
It was a very impressive ball bag.
It was intimate, full of balls.
Anyway, Mick Dennis
Bulging
tweeted.
balls.
Great, cheers, mate.
Ed Cousins Lake, Mark Edworthy. Most underrated player ever.
And you know what?
And that got 5 favourites.
Yeah, and Huck's brought it up, and it's a really good point. And it's something that I didn't even appreciate. Mark Edworthy had a lot of experience and had previously been promoted.
Good player. Ben Stokes, now this has got 8 favourites. David Phillips gets a bit forgotten from that great side, but he was a classy player.
To be honest, I can't remember, so I can't comment.
Diane Davis, I loved him. Brady Jones, 9 favourites. David Fox, what a player.
So true.
That
true.
pass. I've watched that Sydney Jackson goal so many times. It was such a delightful
What was
pass.
it, the number 15 shirt he wore? I think it was, wasn't it? Retire the number 15 shirt.
Build a statue. The original...
No, I do love Foxy.
Ian Gabelli, with the most
Oh, I
favourites.
thought that was the player then.
Certainly not Nathan Redmond.
Okay.
Okay. Harry, 8 favourites. Harrison Reed.
Not ever, but yeah, great shout.
Rich, Andrew Sermon. Loved Andrew
Oh,
Sermon.
by the way.
Really handsome as well.
Yeah, but yeah, there's some. But yeah, I can't actually comment on that. there's some gossip about Andrew Sermon's.
But looks. We'll move
Anyway,
on.
yeah, we'll move on.
Once again, Dave Phillips saying Dave Phillips. His name is Dave Phillips, and he said Dave Phillips.
What?
So the
I
guy
think he
who
must
tweeted
be
it.
drunk, wouldn't he?
No,
anyway, let's just quickly move on from that one.
Secret Canary, Vadis Adidra Foe.
Oh my god!
The greatest chant ever.
By the way,
Vadis
hilarious.
Adidra Foe. He's magic. You know what player. Georgie boy, Adam Drury. I think he was quite highly rated.
No, I think he was respected well.
Yeah.
And respected until the end of his career as well, unlike Wes Houlihan.
Jack Stone saying Sermon. Caroline Clark. Daryl Such played in every position for us in his 302 appearances, even if he did miss that pen in the playoff final.
Wish I'd seen him play.
Ben Carey said, seriously, Daryl Such, gearbox gone and so's the clutch. Lots of people saying David Fox. Tom Holmes. Gary Holt. Never stopped working for the team.
Yeah. By the way, terrible top trump card.
Oh, really?
If anyone's got the Norwich City top trumps, where, by the way, they've actually manufactured them. So I think there's 2 versions of one of the players in the pack, so you can get double. Anyway, Gary Holt, terrible top trump. Move on.
Matt Barnum, Cameron Jerome, Dixon Atuhu, and Darren Kenton.
I tell you what, Dixon Atuhu,
Yeah.
very highly rated. Fozzie speaks about him in very high regard. Dixon Atuhu, great player.
X1902 saying Leon Barnett. Scored one of my favourite Premier League goals, actually. That header against Sunderland. Really enjoyed that goal for some reason.
Leon B.
Dave Harding, Gary Doherty.
Oh my, Gary Doherty. He is not underrated. He is just. God, I love Gary Doherty. You know what? If I could have anyone, you know what? If you gave me the choice who to have on this podcast, Delia or Gary Doherty, I'd pick Gary Doherty.
Really?
All day. Mate, the man is a legend.
Oh, now this is a good shout, actually. Megan Sampson, Gary O'Neill. I loved Gary O'Neill.
I think he was highly rated. I don't think he was underrated.
Okay.
By the way, so much feedback here. I didn't even
loads.
realise.
Mark Jones, Jeremy Goss, even.
I wish I'd seen him play. Sorry.
Christine Dye, Javier Garrido. He likes paella. Now he's a yearler. Great chant.
Bit average though, let's be honest. Lovely guy, but bit average.
Yeah, he used to drive around the...
A really shit car.
Yeah,
he used to drive around the club car because he didn't buy his own car. So
I love that.
He had a Hyundai.
I love that.
And I know he had an i20.
Love that.
Terrible.
Loads of people saying Vadis.
Yeah, fair. Well, yeah.
Robbie Brady saying Jordan Wilson.
Yeah. So with you on that.
Dom Ferreri, Harry Kane.
yeah. In hindsight, yeah.
Harry, who I mentioned this one, Mark Tierney, probably one of the greatest left backs in Norwich City history.
Jesus.
We've got Gavin Johnson saying Robert Rosario, Craig Thompson, Martin Olsen.
I really.
You don't like Martin.
Do you know
Olsen,
what? I almost did the wanker sign then to the camera. Sorry. Martin
Tom
Olsen.
Bibby.
To be fair, Martin Olsen was pretty solid for most of his Norwich career.
Tom Bibby, Lewis Gravenor, Gary Hooper. Shit attitudes, but unbelievable finishers.
Hang on, who's this guy?
Tom Bibby.
Tom Bibby.
To be fair...
Are you drunk?
To be fair...
Are you drunk?
To be fair, they scored a lot of goals in their time. They did. Stats don't lie.
Did you say Gary Hooper?
Yeah.
I can agree that Gary Hooper was underrated. Definitely.
Lewis
Graban. Where do I begin? And in fact, you know what? I'm just not going to go there.
Okay.
There's not enough time.
And finally, that boy, Scott, Zach Whitbread.
Yeah, Zachy. Good player.
Yeah, lovely haircut as well. Chris, big summer ahead.
Yeah, huge summer. A decade-defining summer.
It is, mate. It is.
Yeah, you think it is?
Big time.
I don't even think we're hyping it for no reason.
The thing is, though, is we constantly strive for being in the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
You've constantly got... But then when you're in the Premier League, it's just a bit naff, isn't it? Travelling to like...
Completely disagree.
Really?
Yeah, I hate people that say... I don't hate them, it's a bit harsh. I'm disappointed by people that say, when you're in the Premier League, oh, I'd much rather be in the Championship. It's so much more fun. Well, I hope you had fun this season, guys. I hope you had lots of fun. Because it's been miserable. I'd rather lose 5 on the spin and then beat Man United.
Yeah, no,
absolutely.
You've got a point. Anyway, mate, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah, it has. Thanks. I would just like to say a personal thanks to every single one of you that's watched, listened on SoundCloud, even, and the podcast app and YouTube. Thank you for listening to us. God knows how you've done it for this long, because we have contradicted ourselves. Myself, many, many times this season. But genuinely, a heartfelt thanks. I've really enjoyed.
And I've worked
being
out
on
that
it.
we've now filmed this podcast for well over 2 days.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think one day we should do a live and just literally stream us live for like, I don't know, just try and do a whole day?
No. Or we could talk
12 till 12.
We could get a different guest every hour.
Mate, that's a great idea. But you'd hear the doorbell and I'd have to go down.
That'd be right.
Have a good summer,
Have a
everyone.
lovely summer. Enjoy the sun.
Come back with a positive attitude, please. Even if it's
Mate,
disappointing in terms of
you
signings.
need to come back. You've been
I
really
know,
down
I know.
today.
Yeah, I know, and rightly so. My team have just lost 5-1.
It's sunny. You've got a box full of lint, and you're still not happy.
Yeah, fair play.
Cheer up. Thank you so much for watching this season. It's been a genuine pleasure.
Cheers, guys.
We will see you whenever we see you.
On the ball, City.
If we don't see you, then call someone. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.